2, you talk about that ain't a dude living that hasn't been tried yet. So I think the other thing about it is everybody, whether you're a billionaire or you got a penny, everybody's got struggle, problems, confusion, doubt, worry. And I think that's the other thing that throughout Malice, or it's one of the many things I think throughout Malice that you include is that whatever you're projecting, if you're the tough guy or whatever, you are going to be tested. So it's also about your reaction and your preparation for that challenge, whether that's if you're younger, being in school or at your job or on the streets.
Right.
It's a universal situation to anybody, you know?
Yeah,
And
like I said, it's relatable.
that's
Yeah.
why I think Murderum's another song I think that has that and on Murderum too, you talk about being raised as a monster and all this different stuff. So how have you found uh the old Trey D versus the current Trey D, how you've been able to flip that mentality and that those characteristics to now use those to your advantage or just put them away? Like how have you done that?
Well, musically, I keep the old Trey D on,
Well, that's for
at the
sure.
lead.
Anyone that listens to Malice knows.
Musically, the old Trey D takes the lead all the time, and in any other situation, the new Trey D would probably take the lead. But musically, I mean, because really, fans and supporters were attracted to you for what you gave them, not for what you think that you should give them, or let me try this, or they really they really take a liking to who you are as an artist. I think based on consistency and um and the impact of what you're saying. So I that's one of the things that I always make sure when I write, I take the time to make sure what I'm saying has an impactful point to it. You know what I mean? It's like, and you get it or you don't. It might get lost. It might get lost on you in the wordplay, but that's fine because that'll make you go back and say, like, I didn't get that. You know what I
Right.
mean? And why do people like that? I didn't get that. And then, like, props to my wife, Cognac, all the time. I mean, she says things that I don't get for a couple years, sometime, and we be riding and I be listening and I hear the bar and I be like, ain't this a bit, like, wow, okay, now it registers then. So, you try to be clever and direct at the same time. And it's just like life. It's just about finding the balance, in doing that, not being so blatant, like, I get my gun, come out and kill you, and shoot up everybody, that's around you, and fuck y'all, and it's like, that probably wouldn't go far because that's like, it sounds too emotional and disjointed. So you have to find a way to cloak it in lyricism and in style and things like that. And that's one of the things I love about hip hop. For me personally, is I can be who I am and still, you know, and still attract attract people to digging my style, even though I'm abrasive, even though I'm a gangster, even though, they might be, religious people or something like that, but I might say something that well, I kind of like that. You know what I'm saying? But because my mother-in-law listened to it and she said, yeah, I played the album last night. I was like, oh. She said, well, you know what I did? She said, I just imagined it like a movie. Like I was like, yeah, like I really wouldn't do the things that I'm talking about. I said, okay, cool. When you did that, I said, how you like? She said, no, I like the continuity and the inserts and the news reports and all. So I was like, cool. So, other people might dig it besides gangsters, but that's mainly who I made this album for. It's like I made this album for hip hop. It's like, this is who I am. This how we get down over here, and this is how I speak on it.
Yeah, because to your point with the hip hop and the cleverness of it with on Damn Cuz you talk about the Paraffin Test. So obviously only certain people are gonna know why or what that is and all that. But when you do, you're like, that's pretty
Yeah,
clever.
yeah. I tried to lead them into it, like putting bags on our hands for the paraffin test. So if you've ever been, if you're knowledgeable about that depth of crime, what I'm saying, then you understand what it is.
Yes. But
Yeah.
that to me is like that's where the cleverness really shines and the layers of it because one of the things as I was getting into rap and then as I've grown and appreciate and love it more every day, it's that type of like telling you something, but not telling you, like you said, directly. And I think
Mm-hmm.
that was one of, if not my favorite examples on Malice of doing it.
Gotcha.
And that one, well, I just laughed when I heard that because I
Right,
was like,
right,
he
right,
got him, he got him.
right, right. Right. That's dope, man. Well, I'm glad on the real. I'm glad, you being a hip hop historian, really, because you are. You have over 30 years. You know what I mean? In this, I don't want to tell on you, it might be 40, but you have more time in this than the age that you look. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Which is a wonderful thing. And for you to evaluate it like that, even though you my friend and everything, I know you wouldn't be on here, if the shit was whack, like, oh yeah, now this one here, then you'd be like, yeah, well, y'all get trading new shit, man. And what we gonna talk about Eric B and Rakim paid in full, but
right,
I don't expect to pass. I don't expect to pass because people call me a legend, and I don't look at myself as a legend because it was so many before me, that could be classified as legends, all the way down to Grandmaster Cast. You know what I mean? So I don't do the legend thing. I appreciate it. You say people let people give you titles, and I do that, besides the general, because I push these streets like a G everywhere I go, everywhere I step, I ain't scared of nobody, nowhere. And I get embraced. So it's not like I be mashing through people who is like having them shook up or nothing, they be happy to see me for the
right,
most part because they know I push what they push and I push it like I'm supposed to.
for sure.
Yeah.
And with Malice, they get a lot of you, which I appreciate because, as I know you know, the way that albums or projects or songs even are made now, there's so many collaborations, and Misery or Malice doesn't really have that many. So why? Two questions on that. Why did you not have many? Let's start with that. Why did you really keep it a real solo album for the most part?
Because I did that before what you were saying. I make sure I get Snoop on there, make sure I get my boy Xzibit on there, make sure I get my guy Goldie Loke on there, go check on probably holler at Seabold, or one of my, the Outlaws or something, and it's just like because we make good music together and people like hearing us together. And it's a challenge when you making music with somebody else to be as dope as they are or doper. So, I think now though it's more of a commercial selling point that people do it. So I didn't want to follow that format. And I just felt like, it was seriously, like, I've seen a lot of people say, oh man, you my top this and this, that, and other, and excuse me, you underrated and this, that, and other. And I'm like, all right, I know, but it don't bother me. You know what I mean? I just haven't ascended to the level of recognition of a LL Cool J or or Ice Cube. But I'm cool with that. I'm cool with my contribution to hip hop. But at the same time, let me tell y'all, a lot of people can't really fuck with me. You know what I mean? And let me show y'all, just blast off on y'all real quick and show y'all lyrically, it ain't even a lot of people that could keep up. So y'all got something to go on now. Y'all got something to stand on. Like I said, put my album next to, anybody album, 16 tracks or better or whatever, and go song for song. You know what I mean? And see what it do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now with collaborations, you have Cognac on there, your wife, of course, with the No Let Up.
Yeah.
And with that, um, I like the tag team stuff in the intro or the earlier part of the song and how you guys got it going off the top. So, given that you guys are married, you make songs, you do these different things. When you do, like, how does your relationship evolve when you're making a song together versus being married? Like, how does that work for you?
Well, we both pride ourselves on our lyrics. So I don't even think she be thinking about me when she be writing her verses. Like, let me do my stuff on here, and that's pretty much how I do. I'm designing a song. I don't look at it like, oh, my wife is on this. You know what I'm saying? If I feel like saying, kick a bitch ass or some shit like that when I'm rapping, I'ma say it. You know what I mean? Because we both artists and we understand that our artistic output is who we are. And it don't have nothing to do with, oh, why did you say that? Of course, I'm not finna start talking about no other female or no sexual stuff or nothing like that, because I don't even want people to connect that, because we making music. We not doing a reality show. You know what I mean? So it's like, get your boss for this. Oh, this what you want me on? Okay, I'm because we about to shoot a video. We got a song on her album called Beast. It's hot. And yeah, we both going in. It's probably one of our best collaborations. And it's like on No Let Up, it was it was more of me wanting, like you were saying, to drop some jewels on there as well, because it's a lot of braggadocio on there, and it's a lot of street descriptions of life on there. So it was also, I'm my slogan is no let up. So I wanted to kind of like um put that put that mindset in a verse, like what no let up really means. Losing not an option and neither retreat, bending still with only winning, I don't think of defeat. You know what I mean? I'd like, that's what no let up is. From, if I miss it from the entrance, it's instant repeat. You know what I mean? I'm going right back at it. So, when you dissect it and break it down, it's like, oh yeah, I fuck with that. And it's something you can just put on and, what I'm saying, glide on the freeway and, let it let it enter your consciousness and broaden it to really what no let up is. And no let up is just staying on your mash, staying on your grind, not giving up, believing in yourself. Knowing that you're gonna face obstacles and tribulations. Like on one of the songs, like on Malice, I said, you can't have the pain, you can't have the fame without the pain. Life is losses and gains. You know what I mean? It's like that pain, that's it's inevitable. You dig where I'm coming from? But it's how you persevere. It's how you refuse to stay down. That's going to allow you to achieve even greater things than you probably even imagine.
Yeah, because, I got a daughter and I tell her all the time, you're going to fail. Things are not going to go your way some of the time. So you have to not allow those things to define you. It's what you do after that that's really going to help set you up to where you want to be. and
Hmm.
that's
Hmm.
because we all going to struggle or fail or have a problem. That's just how it
That
goes.
makes you better. That's the only thing that make you better. Imagine if you never failed. Imagine if you never failed. You would think you was King Midas. You know what I
Right.
mean? If you never failed, you wouldn't have no apprehension of it. You wouldn't have no preemptive moves to prevent falling into a trap. It'll just be skipping along on your merry way. You know what I mean? So failure and setbacks and all that, it's not how many times you fall down, it's how many times you get back up. You know what I mean? And what you do when you get up.
Yeah, I was about to say getting up is the first part, but it's like then you got to make that move. The next move is the best move.
Yeah, yeah, on the real.